On presentation, the verbal and non-verbal cues. Number one, try and identify with the audience. More often than not, when we use the word you, people feel like we are accusing them or we are separating ourselves from them. So as much as possible, let us try and use the words we, especially if it's a topic we can all identify with. That helps bring people together. Secondly, avoid reading the speech throughout. If we were to read, or if I was to read everything that I'm saying throughout, I would actually lose my eye contact with you. I would lose you. So to avoid losing your audience, train your eyes to read much more than the mouth is saying. It is something that is workable. It's something we can train ourselves to do. And then apply appropriate tonal or verbal or voice variation. Okay? When you're happy, sound happy. When it's a sad occasion, also bring your voice to a place where you can identify with them. Otherwise, people will think, hey, you are not very normal upstairs. Okay? Very, very important. The other one is appropriate eye contact. Appropriate. I'm saying there are people in the congregation who can be cheeky, but remember you're the one in control at that very moment. And so if you look at somebody for too long, they may get a message that is not appropriate. At the same time, if your eyes are darting left, right, center, people think, why are you running away from? What are you hiding? Because majority of times, people whose eyes dart left and right center are thieves who are actually thinking somebody knows what they are doing. So let your eyes rest on somebody, but do not stare. Just that one to get feedback. It works. And then when you are in a big hall, project your voice appropriately. If I was in a hall, I would probably be speaking much louder than what I'm saying because I need to project my voice. But if you're in a place where there are few people, don't scream. You'll see people probably doing this, indicating that you're making them go deaf. Again, be sensitive to your audience. Apply appropriate gestures. I was in a meeting once, it was virtual though, where somebody did an action that really impressed me. And the person said, no, when somebody walks in the room, what is the first thing you look at? And everybody guessed many things. And then she said, no, you look at their hands. And since then, I've actually realized when somebody comes into the room, we unconsciously look at their hands. So that if I walked into the room like this, what is the first thing you're thinking? What is she hiding? You know, again, if I'm like this, like using my hands like that, you're like, hey, what's wrong with her? Meaning that the use of this hand is very powerful as a tool of speech delivery. It connects the people. So use appropriate hand gestures. Don't overuse your hands, but at the same time, if you are giving a speech and you're just standing with your hands like this, people wonder if you are really a normal person. So appropriate use. The other thing is appropriate posture. Again, our posture shows confidence or lack of confidence. If I was, panicking and moving to my, you'd be like, hey, there's something not right with you. So the appropriate posture that shows that, hey, for this opportunity you've given me, I am the one who is talking. And you'll have opportunity to also suggest what you want to say. Still on presentation, apply the correct facial expression. If I am in a place where people are very happy, and then my tone and my face are so down, you know, everybody might actually fall asleep as I speak. Appropriate facial expression. So if I am excited to be in that place, my face must also show that I'm excited. Or if the point that I'm making is serious, you know, like I'm talking about drug abuse and things like that, and I really want this point to be corrected, then I must put on an appropriate facial expression. Again, avoid fidgeting. There's certain things that can happen when you're speaking and surely not much control. For example, a mosquito just decides that's the day they want to bite you. You will find yourself reaching to scratch. But assuming you are speaking to people and all the time you just kept doing this, they'll be like, wow, what is not happening? That person needs help. Or, you know, sometimes when we are speaking to people and we do this, they're like, have you forgotten what you're going to speak about or what is happening? Okay? Let's avoid fidgeting. Just try to be as normal as possible. Breathe in and out, even in between silently, and then take control. Always remember, you've been called because the people think you have something to deliver. That brings confidence. Or, swinging our hands inappropriately, it's not helpful. Now, another presentation technique, spicing. I call it spicing. You can spice your presentation with a few things. For example, humor. Find something interesting within the crowd, but do not berate somebody. Do not talk bad or make fun of something that cannot be changed. Find humor in the congregation. If you make a mistake of spellings and you pronounce something so badly, don't die on the floor. Use it to create humor. Like if you spell R as L and all that, use it to create humor so that you lighten the moment. Again, proverbs and saying. I think some of the speakers that we really admire, they really know how to use these proverbs and saying. Like, one of my favorite sayings is by Chinua Achebe, when he says, "When I see the mouth of a dead man, I see the folly of not eating while still alive." I love that proverb. It's packed with meaning. The other one is rhetorical questions. Yes, you have a very big congregation, but you can ask them questions, not to be responded to, but just to jog the memory of the audience. Then what about role play? Sometimes you're having a conversation between a mother and a child, and you can decide on the same stage. You're talking as the mother. "So, Mom, what did you tell the girl?" And then the girl says, "Oh, this is what I responded." It adds to the spice of your speech. The other one is mimicry. Of course, those of us who are not given, or our temperaments are not given to that, might feel like, "Oh, that is so funny." Like you're talking about the hyena and you're like, the hyena went, and everybody goes like, "Wow." But some of you may feel like, "What have I just done?" However, it spices the speech. The other one is, depending on the congregation or the audience, you can burst into a familiar song. As they sing, they come back to where you are in terms of the speech and delivery. And for some, the song might even help enhance the memory of the speech that you have given. And there's something you always see speakers do, calling attention. Ladies and gentlemen, at certain intervals, they always say, "And now, ladies and gentlemen," that is to spice, is to call attention to what you're going to tell the audience.